Boy up, it's D&D in the building. Purdue power, no ceiling. Yeah. Double D back, that's Derek and Dalton. Talking gold blood, Mackie Ben Moulton. Black and gold dreams, banners we folding. Paint crew loud, every rim gets swollen. Stats so clean, you think it's a scheme. History books get Purdue screen. From humble to E-Day, legends on replay. We run through Mars like it's just another weekday. Double the energy, talking that legacy. Boiler boys cooking, no recipe. Microphone magic, rivalry static. We breaking it down, keep it cinematic. You want the heat, better tune in fast.
Hello, welcome back to the Double D Podcast. My name is Derek. As always, this is my co-host Dalton, rocking the Penguins jersey. So this is the preview for the long-awaited, anticipated, dreaded match against the Indiana Hoosiers down in Bloomington. This will be a road game. I'm sure they're going to trot out their national title trophy. Just add a little more flame to this fuel or this fire here. So really excited for this game. This is a get-right spot for Purdue, and I don't know who else you'd rather be playing than your arch rival that's not looked very good in basketball this year. That being said, if you were looking for a reprieve from teams shooting well at three against Purdue, you picked the wrong game. IU, that's what they do. They shoot threes. They force you to shoot threes. If they can turn it into a jump shooting contest, that's where they want to be. That being said, they offer very little to no resistance from the interior. They don't have a lot of athletes. They're not like a super athletic team. Lamar Wilkerson and Tucker DeVries are obviously high-level three-point shooters that can go off at any time. So if you thought Wagler going for 46 was the end of your miseries, just let you know if there's one player in the country or in the Big Ten that can go off for that kind of number, it's Wilkerson. He did it in 21 minutes earlier this season, went for 43 points in 21 minutes. He is a offensive weapon. What are you looking for in this game from Purdue, and what do you think Purdue needs to do? Because I don't care. I don't want Purdue to win. I want this to be a statement game for Purdue.
Yeah, I'd like Purdue to wake up, awaken the beast within a Tony Robbins novel. I don't know, man. It's like I'm at this point where when is this team going to show up? This team everybody talked about for Purdue, and we just went over it on the Illinois postmortem. This is not a good matchup again for us, and we're going to Ass Hall down in Bloomingville, Indiana, where everything is dark and the people are rude. It's a tough choice of a game for a get-right game, especially when said Lamar Wilkerson resides at Ass Hall and he shoots unconsciously. You also have another big in Tucker DeVries that pulls bigs out. So just another nightmarish matchup for us. They're coming off of a really tough, hard-fought win against Rutgers. So they should be well rested. Now, they had a 4-game skid. And let me talk about this a little bit. Nebraska, home, lost at home, Michigan State away, Iowa, and Michigan. I'm going to talk probably one of the 4 hardest game, I guess just 4 games in a row that you could ever ask for. So coming off of a Rutgers win, their heads high again, and obviously the football team just won a natty, so they're coming to play against their rival. And if this similar Purdue team shows up that we saw yesterday, it might not be a great Tuesday, Wednesday recap for us. But there is hope, and there is things that Purdue can do to prevent this. So let's get into it.
Yeah. IU does a couple things really well. They assist on most of their field goals. They're 13th in the country in assists per field goal, and they shoot a shitload of threes. 51% of their shots, like total shots, not including free throws, are from three, not from two. They shoot more threes than they shoot twos, and they shoot them at a pretty good percentage. It's one of those things where they're very similar to Illinois in the facet that it doesn't matter if they're 4 for 25 or they're 11 for 15. They're going to keep shooting threes. There is no let's change the game plan here. This is the game plan. It is shoot threes. It is to force opponents to shoot threes. They shoot 39% of their points come off threes. It's a team, and they're almost last in America in points off of 2-pointers. They're just not going to shoot twos. Unless it's a wide open layup or a lob or something along those lines, put back. They're just not going to shoot them. They're not going to shoot mid-range twos. Every once in a while, you'll see Wilkerson or DeVries do it, but that's not what they're trying to do. That's a bad shot in their opinion. And a team that has the number one D1 experience in the country, 3.1 years per player on average. So this is an old team. This is not, obviously it was a team that was pieced together in the portal, but this is not a team that's going to, have that like jittery moment where they get rid of the ball or start turning it over like crazy. This is an experienced team that has a lot of experienced shooters on it, and the guy Nick Dorn, who's recently kind of had an uptick in play and played very well. So we'll see how that goes. I think Purdue, though, from a Purdue standpoint, can really, really take advantage of them on the glass, can take advantage of them inside. I don't think that this Indiana team is very good defensively. They just want to force you to shoot threes. Now, that being said, they have somehow pretty good 2-point defense. The reason being, they want you to shoot threes, and they're going to let you shoot them. Now, Purdue falls into that trap. We fall right back into the do we make or do we not make game, and I don't want to play that game because we've been losing that game for a month straight. What do you see from a metric standpoint for this IU team and kind of how Purdue matches up from that standpoint?
Well, they're not super athletic, but it's what my boss tells me all the time. He's a big IU fan. Shout out to Mark Welker. He says they are a mid-major, a really good mid-major team. So it'll be like a similar to Iowa is what I'm thinking in my head. They do have, Sicily that can come in and do some good things. He's a big, big forward. Be probably not a great matchup for us. DeVries, not going to be a great matchup. On defense, now said on offense, like you went into, not a great defensive team. However, if we take the bait, we are not a great shooting team. So this is it's not my favorite matchup. This team, Lamar Wilkerson has shot 165 threes and made 67 of them this year. So the guy can shoot, and if we try to do our switching magic, we're going to get cooked. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's at Ass Hall, and these guys all know the rims there, and they're not very stiff rims. We'll say that they are shooters rims in Ass Hall, and they've got Reed Bailey, who is going to not be he'll be another matchup that's not great for us. Kind of a lengthy wing type, inside type player. So it's going to be a weird matchup. That's where I'll leave it. And metrically, they're not the greatest team, but it is IU, and everyone knows what happens in these games.
For sure. Let's kind of run down their roster real quick for anybody who doesn't know a whole lot about them. The head of their snake is Lamar Wilkerson, averages 19.4 points per game. Like I mentioned, he did go off earlier this year for 40-some points in 20 minutes of gameplay. The guy has one of those, if he sees a few go down, it can get crazy in a hurry, and he'll start shooting from just about anywhere. DeVries, very similar. But as far as Wilkerson goes, that's his role on this team. He sometimes kind of plays the point guard, but he's not the actual point guard, but he will bring it up. He rebounds average. He assists average. He's a decent defender, gets some steals, kind of in the way Braden gets a lot of his steals, just being smart, picking off passing lanes. Can get sometimes turnover prone, but he's really actually pretty good with the ball. Obviously, like you mentioned, he's a 41% three-point shooter on extremely high volume. Great free throw shooter. Really doesn't have a lot of flaws in his game other than sometimes he seems like he gets a little complacent out there. What are your thoughts just on Wilkerson by himself? Who do you think takes this matchup? Is this just an obvious it's CJ? Let's call that.
Man, yeah, I will say it has to be CJ. I I like Lamar Wilkerson. I think he's a baller. I know we had kind of hoped that we would go after him in the portal. Thinking back on last summer, I kind of forgot that till just now. He was a player I would have liked to see to add some athleticism to our team. You can't say much about a guy that's averaging 19, 3 and 2. That's a baller, and he does the right things on the floor. This will be the matchup that probably decides this game. So I hope whoever gets put on him is ready to, move their feet and guard their ass off.
Yeah, I mean, Wilkerson almost to a T, 6'6", 205 pounds. He's almost the same. He's a stronger Keaton Wagler. He's a senior Keaton Wagler. Now, I think if Wagler stayed around for 4 years, he would be a whole nother level. But that being said, like this guy is 6'6". He can shoot it from anywhere. He's shifty enough. Plays good enough defense. Like he's a if IU was a little bit better of a team, he's a first team All Big Ten guy. At worst, he's a second team. He's just that good. He's that explosive. He almost kind of plays in a way that like doesn't make you think that he's that great. Like he doesn't have that super flair. He's not a crazy hook jumper. He doesn't do crazy like handles. He just hits shots and he gets to his spot. He's tall. He's pesky. Definitely the guy we got to watch out for because I mean he's essentially the same exact build. Like if you're building a player on 2K, he's slightly heavier version of Keaton Wagler. Like he's very similar. Let's jump to Tucker DeVries, averaging 14.6 a game, 5 rebounds. He's a pretty good distributor for the style he plays, 3 assists a game. In my opinion, kind of a cone on defense. He has moments of games where he looks like he's just completely uninvested, but then that's usually about the time that he's like, oh, I'm also going to pull up from 40 feet and knock a 3 down or get 4 straight rebounds or something. He's got a little bit of that, like, his dad's the coach. He's got that coach's son vibe to him. You kind of see it with Fletcher sometimes. His dad's a coach. Like, they just know so much about what's going on. It looks like they take plays off, but they know they were never involved in that play to begin with type of thing. He could very easily be a complete dud in this game and score 4 points, or he could very easily score 26. Like, that's who he is. He's very Fletcher Loyer-like in his usage, his production. He's just a bigger body, better rebounder than Fletcher. But what are your thoughts on DeVries? And what can Purdue? Is this like a TKR matchup? This feels like a weird one for me.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a TKR matchup. I won't favor TKR on the defensive end because this guy can move. He likes to play around the arc, sets good screens, pops. I always tell my boss, like, I've watched quite a bit of IU, and it seems like you either get Kilroy's DeVries or you get Coach's son DeVries. So depending on which DeVries shows up will kind of determine how that game goes. Like, him and Wilkerson carried the load for IU, and sometimes DeVries just isn't. He drank way too many. I would say probably Coors Lights. Looking at him, that would be my guess on what he drinks.
Or natties.
Horse piss. But yeah, I mean, if he stays out of the bar Monday night, probably be a tough matchup for TKR.
Yeah. They run almost an exact split from their point guard spot. Connor Enright actually plays a little bit of 2 as well, backing up Wilkerson when he's out of the game. But you got Tate and Connerway and Connor Enright. It's almost as if they are one person with those 2 names. But Connerway's a little bit more of the scorer. He averages around 11 a game. Still a pretty good distributor. And then you have Enright, who's not as much of a scorer, but a good passer. So between them, I almost think of them as a tandem, kind of like we do CJ Jakari sometimes. They average 8.2 assists between them.
Right.
Connerway can definitely get turnover prone. That is his biggest downfall. He averages almost, he actually 2.5 turnovers a game. Enright 1.1. So between them, they average 8 assists and 3.6 turnovers. That's really their Achilles heel with these guards for this team. That's when Wilkerson tends to try to take the ball and bring it up and take over himself if it gets into that kind of battle. What are your thoughts on these two guards? Between them, they play 25 and 28 minutes. So even though they're both splitting point guard duties, they also both fill in at other positions.
Yeah, so Enright makes me laugh. Like, this is a kid that tried really hard in gym class. It was really annoying when you had to play basketball.
Yep.
Like, the kid that took it way too seriously and guarded you. Like, that's what I think of when I watch Connor Enright play. So he was with DeVries, and then he left, went to another program, and then followed DeVries to Indiana. So there is some continuity there with him and Tucker. So I look for Enright. I I don't see him doing much in this game. He doesn't worry me. Connerway does a little more, just being more of a scorer, a slashy, uh, more athletic guard, we'll say, than Enright. I think Connerway could have his way similar. He's not a Donovan Dent, but he can play up to that level if we don't defend well. So
Right.
that's my take on their two guards. Not real worried about them, but I wasn't real worried about Illinois either. So
Yeah, I will say about these two guards, as far as Indiana goes, not the best shooters on the team. I think I have it here. Connerway's a 28% 3-point shooter, and Enright's a 33% 3-point shooter. That's just not their game. Their game is more to get to the basket, get open looks. That's where a lot of their assists come from. They get into the paint, they kick out, open three, assists. So with these guys, this is going to be the Braden matchup most of the time. He should be able to outsmart them, outplay them, make them work on defense. So again, this is not the position for Indiana that I think is going to hurt Purdue if they do make this game competitive. But it's still something to note because, like you said, Connerway is somebody that if you let him get going, get in the paint, get down in transition, he can. And don't let him see a couple threes fall or something, because then he becomes very dynamic and very hard to guard. So, um, let's jump to they have two bigs that pretty much split exactly evenly time. Sam Alexis and Reed Bailey, both 6'9", 6'10" guys. Purdue definitely is going to have a little bit of size advantage here. Now, whether that means anything or not is completely up for debate here. But Bailey is 6'10", senior, 230 pounds. Not a guy who scares me, but he does do hit the little things for IU. He's not a very good 3-point shooter. He will shoot them, but he's not great at them. The other guy, Alexis, similar build or similar like stat line and everything, a little more athletic, a little more dynamic from a scoring standpoint as far as what he's capable of. Good rebounder. What are your thoughts on these two guys from IU?
yeah, they're real athletic bigs. They can move. They're just they they can move better than Purdue's bigs. I'll say that. Alexis can put the ball on the floor if he needs to. He can catch it out on the 3-point arc. He's not going to shoot many threes, but will take the occasional three. As same with Bailey. So they may end up pulling our bigs out again, and seeing the blueprint that's worked. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I agree. And
Kind of froze there. I'm sorry to the people that are watching this. My brain went just.
sometimes when you're on episode 2, and then we also did a top 25 between this, sometimes your brain starts losing focus a little bit.
I went away for a minute.
Last guy that rounds out their starters is Nick Dorn. He's really come on lately. Back-to-back games of double figures. He had 23 in the last game, 14 the game before that. This is the sneaky guy on their team that scares me the most. He's getting hot. He's really starting to get more minutes, get more playing time. He's a 6'7" wing that can kind of really do a little bit of everything. He's a good player. He's 45% from three, 89% from the free throw line, 50% from the 2-point line. He not really very good yet defensively. That's probably his biggest hiccup. This is going to be the Fletcher Loyer matchup. It has to be. It's the only option unless they put Jack in ahead of him or Omer. But if Fletcher's in the game, this has to be his matchup, and that's a little scary just because I think this guy offers like not necessarily like he's an elite player, but he has the ability from a 3-level standpoint to really light you up. And, Fletcher's not necessarily the greatest at not being lit up. So what is your thoughts on this, Nick Dorn? I didn't really know a lot about him until these last few games when he started playing a lot more.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of him. I haven't seen a lot of him, but statistically speaking, in conference, he's 5 of 6 from 2, 18 of 40 from 3. So loves to shoot and seems to be hitting better than anybody on our team. So what is there really to say about him?
Yeah. Yeah. Just another, so like my breakdown of IU is their bigs and their guards, you're probably okay with them shooting. Okay. If that's what they want to do, fine. It's the 3 guys in the middle. It's Wilkerson, it's Dorn, it's DeVries. These are the 3 that can light you up. I mean, I'm talking between them could make 15 threes. Like they could just do that. And those are probably 3 of our worst spots as far as defense goes. TKR can't guard a 3-point shooter. We've been shown. They'll just switch CJ off of whoever the other, like of Wilkerson, and get Braden or whoever they want on him because that's what Purdue has been allowing. And DeVries or Dorn is just like you're gonna be asking Fletcher to guard him, 6'7" wing who can shoot it. So interesting to see how the matchups play out. We say all this and we give all this credit. They also have a Trent Sisley, who most Purdue fans know of, who's kind of an up and coming emerging guy, but he's not playing a ton yet. So I'm not really going to get too far into him. But I say everything, and we say everything about this IU team to ultimately say this: if Purdue goes in and plays a good game, they should win by 20. This IU team, yes, they have potential to get hot. And Purdue has a greater potential to allow another team to get hot. But all that being said, like, Purdue should dominate the glass. They should dominate inside. They should be able to come up with a game plan to stop, say, 2 of those 3 guys. And if you can stop Wilkerson, DeVries and Dorn just aren't quite good enough to beat Purdue on their own. Now, Wilkerson and one of those guys could get close, but you really kind of want to do everything you can to not let IU just turn this into a 3-point shooting contest. Now, they're going to put theirs up, but you can't fall into that trap like you said earlier. You've really got to stay to your rules, get the ball inside, drive the paint. IU is not going to run a crazy pressing all over the place defense. They drop into a lot of zone. They do some trapping. They tend to double the post, but they don't want you down low. That's really the whole premise of they're not going to do anything to jeopardize that. So they will run a zone all game long against Purdue if they have to make Purdue just keep shooting jump shots. And if Purdue does, then better hope they're going in. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, in Nass Hall, you don't look for the jump shots to hit. The
Right.
springiest rims in the NCAA, seems like if you hit the rim, it will go somewhere else, and you will be chasing it probably into a puddle considering their roof leaks down there. IU is 0-6 in quad 1, badly 0-6 in quad 1, not even close to good in quad 1. Purdue happens to still be a quad 1 team as of right now, even though they may be playing like they are a quad 3 team at this point in time. They are 1-1 in quad 2, with a bad loss at Minnesota, which we've seen Minnesota take people to the wire. They're a tough team, but I still consider it a bad loss. And then they beat Washington at home. So another game where Purdue decides if Purdue wins this game.
Yeah.
The other team has nothing to do with this. And I feel like that's the rest of our year. And I feel like that was most of our year, and they were choosing to win early. Like, it was like close games we're used to seeing Purdue not close out, let people back in. It seemed like we had fixed that. Not as of late. 2 losses in a row to a bad UCLA team. I will say they're bad. They're not great. You just let people kill you if you know. And Painter's always played that way where one guy can go off, but then it happens that, everyone else around them feeds off of that. So I don't necessarily enjoy that strategy. And I think if you do that with Wilkerson, this team can give you a run for your money.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I was looking at their schedule. I mean, they lose by they're in their good games. They lost by 9 to Louisville, 12 to Kentucky, 6 to Nebraska at home, 21 at Michigan State, 17 at home against Iowa, and 14 to Michigan. Like, they've not even really been very competitive. And if you watch the Louisville game, they only lost by 9. They were down, 16-0 to start that game. IU's just not a very good basketball team. Can they shoot the lights out of it? Sure. But while Illinois can shoot the lights out of it, and they're also great at offensive rebounding, they're huge, they're good at defense, they're good at this, they're good at that, they run good sets. They have a lot of other good things about them in Illinois. IU has one thing. They can make threes. If you can just kind of shut the water off, like, for instance, if IU hits 15 threes, Purdue very easily could still win the game by 20 points. If Illinois hits 15 threes, it's just not going to happen the same way. So it's a different level for sure. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you IU can't win this game, because they definitely can, and they definitely need a big time win. Like, they're right on the bubble for tournament, like right now, currently. Whether that stays that way or not, I don't know. But right now, this win would put them from the bubble into the tournament. And they're going to be thinking about that. And while Purdue's sitting over here pouting and crying and oh my gosh, we lost 2 in a row, we should have won both of those. We were up double digits in both games. Sure. But I'm sitting here right now. I just watched USC beat Wisconsin. This is a weird year in the Big Ten. Every team's got a lot of talent, and being the oldest team in Division I means something. I don't know what really it even means. They also have 0% returning minutes. But yet they're the oldest team in the country. So Purdue's really just got to focus in. I mean, it's your fucking rival. Like, if you can't show up for this game, like, we kind of joked about it before we got on here, like, we might just not have any more podcasts and just keep our chairs empty and say, until Purdue shows up, we're not showing up, because this is not a game that there should be any question about anything. If IU comes out and they go 24-30 from 3, 1, I'm going to be pissed we didn't make any adjustments. But 2, you kind of go, well, shit. I mean, that's just the year it's going to be for us. But if they go, 12 for 30 like they normally do, and Purdue somehow manages to lose this game or even be close, I mean, it's reality check time at that point. Now, you win this game, you got a crazy stretch coming up here in the next 2 weeks, where it's Michigan State, at Nebraska. Like, the whole ship could easily be turned around in the next 2 weeks. Because if you go win at Nebraska, you win at IU, you win at Nebraska, you beat Michigan, you beat Michigan State, you win those 4 games, nobody's fucking worried about these 2 games. If you win those 4 games, you're back to, like, fighting for a 1 seed. You're back to, like, we could still win the Big Ten. You get through that stretch and you're, say, 14-2. Say Purdue goes, or no, say 12-2. Purdue goes 5-0 over their next 5 games. You're right in the hunt. I promise you, because all of the big teams, the Michigan State, Purdue, Illinois, Nebraska, all are about to start playing each other over and over and over again, like, for the rest of the season. They've shown this. Like, every one of those teams has 4 or 5 huge games left. I'm just saying it's not over yet. And it starts right here, though. You lose this game, it is over. The Big Ten title race is over. You're not winning it. Your 1 seed hopes are gone. You're probably a 3 or 4 or 5 seed. That is a massive disappointment. You're just throwing all kinds of noises at me, dude. Yeah. Any last thoughts here before we get into our what do we want to see from everybody and then predictions and get out of here?
No. Just ball out. Let's go.
Yeah. We need some hype. We need some energy. We need a little bit.
It's even throwing in the show, man. They're bringing us down, and I can't.
I know it is. It's dragging me down a little bit. It is. I watched Boilers in the Stands recap of that Illinois game and listening to Greg, who I love. just mad. Like, and I get it. Like, that's his role on the show, and I love him for it because he's always that way. I watch his Bear stuff too, but I mean, what do you like? Joe is very analytical and giving explanations. Like, I think this, and Prags is just like, dude, I don't care. Like, win the damn game, do something. Like, I get it. I get the fandom. I get where it's at, and I'm with you. Trust me, I'm way less astute and calm in real life as I am on the podcast, where I like get time to think about this and like how I'm going to present what I feel. So, all right. What do you want to see in this game? Purdue versus IU coming up on Tuesday. Don't forget, we will have Cobra Stats on tomorrow live. So if you have questions, please get them to us. I'm going to put something on Twitter tonight asking anybody who wants to ask a question to him to let us know. Yeah. So that being said, what do you want to see from Braden Smith?
Same thing. Same repeat the game. Can't have a better game than what he had against Illinois, and can't show more toughness or grit.
Yeah. I alluded to it earlier, or maybe it was in the other recap. It's all blending together. I need Braden to be a leader on the floor vocally. I know that from what I've seen, at least recently, he's going to get his. He's going to do his thing. I need him to make sure that Trey and Fletcher and everyone else are engaged. And if they aren't, I need him to call their asses out and tell them to pick it the F up, because it can't just be the Braden show. I mean, it can. It's actually pretty fun to watch, but we're not going to win every game. We're not going to win a lot of games against really good teams if it's just Braden. So that's what I want to see from him. What do you want to see from Trey?
Trey, hit the boards. Let's go. I don't care if you score it all. I think Derek said in the last game he didn't do it, so we're going to push that one. Get 7 rebounds. Try. Don't cry the whole game.
Yeah.
Keep your
I
composure.
expect them to be very physical with Trey. Like, I would be.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd be on his ass, dude.
the
Call fouls on us.
blueprint's out to make him cry.
Yeah.
I mean, hack him a few times. Get away with it, or if you don't, he'll still cry. So
I'm same thing as you. Trey Kaufman rebounds, need you back, man. Like, Purdue was elite earlier this year because we were great at rebounding. That was because of Trey. Oscar was a part of it, but Trey's elevation from last year was really the main cause. Need that back. I need you say 7, I need 10. I need 10 rebounds. Find a way to make it happen against a team that doesn't have a great. You're going up against fucking Tucker DeVries.
yeah, or
Trey.
maybe Reed Bailey. You could pick him up, Trey, with your
Get some rebounds, my
pinky
guy.
finger.
All right, let's go to Fletcher. What do you want to see from Fletcher?
I don't even know what to say at this point. I don't want to see 3-point attempts from him. I don't. Fine. Okay, make 3 threes. We'll set the bar freaking low, dude. 3 threes. Make them.
Ball and
Make more than you missed. How about that?
yeah. Here's one that should be a pretty low bar for a senior who might break Purdue's all-time 3-point record. Outplay Nick Dorn. That's it. Outplay Nick Dorn. You're the same position, same about size. You both shoot threes. Outplay Nick Dorn. To be honest to God, until 2 weeks ago, I had no idea who Nick Dorn was. You could have said that, and I would have said he works for the Weather Channel. Like, I know nothing about Nick Dorn, and here I am asking Fletcher Loyer just one thing, baby. Outplay Nick Dorn. Do that for me, and I'll be happy.
Nick Dorn sounds like a construction manager.
He does. He sounds like he could be anything but a guy that outplays Fletcher Loyer.
Yeah.
I tell you what, too, Fletch. One more of these bad games, I'm calling you Foster. You know, I'm joining the crew. I want you to know that right now, Fletcher. All right, let's go to CJ Cox.
CJ, get the 3 back on track, dude. Come on. And maybe don't switch everything. Don't put Clough in bad positions.
Yeah. Yeah, you stole mine right out of my mouth. The 3's got to start falling. 20-some% in league play is not good enough. I'm going to make this Wilkerson less than 20. I know it's not all his job, but hold Wilkerson to his average or less, and we're winning this game. It's not even going to be close. So whatever that means defensively for you, CJ, that's what I need. I'd also definitely like to see some threes fall for you. That corner three was so deadly for the first 2 months, and it's just kind of went away. So need to get it back. Last guy on the starters, your guy Oscar Clough.
Mr. Clough, let's please get back to double land, brother. Your offensive ratings have still been immaculate, but when you rebound like a boss, we are unstoppable. So
100%. Yeah, I was gonna say kind of the same idea. Very similar to Trey in the sense that it feels like the dominant, and a lot of people kind of predicted this. And once we got into real Big Ten play and tough games, maybe the rebounding doesn't hold. I don't know if that's true or not. I do know his offensive rebounding rate is still number 2 in the country. And his offensive rebounding rate in conference is number 5 nationally. So to me, like, that's still there. I just need to see more defensive rebounds. I know that's a weird ask, but it feels like our defensive rebounding has not been very good lately. We're allowing a lot of offensive rebounds. So I'll go with, I'm trying to look here really quickly. So he's had the last 6 games, he's had 4 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 6 rebounds, 4 rebounds, 7 rebounds, 7 rebounds. That ain't gonna get it done for me. Not when your minutes have jumped. You were playing 21, now you're playing 30 and getting less rebounds. So give me 10 rebounds, like you said. It's gotta happen.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, Jakari.
G-Dog. This should be a good game for Jakari to find some open threes, so just knock in a couple. Shoot more than 40%.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go. He hasn't scored 10 points since December 20th against Auburn. So I'm gonna go. I want to see double figures from Jakari in this game. It's time. You've been out there, you've been playing well, you've been playing good defense, hustling, working your butt off. Time to reward yourself a little bit here. Let's go to DJ.
DJ, same as last game. I thought it was great. I thought everything he did was great. The one time he did get blocked, I would say just go up stronger, man. Be more confident and more, just get mad.
Yeah. I'm going to run you through a stretch of games just from a block standpoint. KenPom sections these off into 7-game blocks, okay? In this 7-game block of games, in this 7 games, most recent 7 games, he has a total of 6 blocks. In the 7 games before that, he had 12. In the 7 games before that, he had 15. So he's slowly been getting less and less and less rim protection. It's just what he's there for. I've been saying it now. It's just 2 back-to-back games. He hasn't recorded a block. His offensive rating's only been over 100 once in the last 5 games. I want to see this is a game he should destroy Indiana in. They do not have an answer for a 7'4" player. They don't. This should be Lob City all day long from Braden to DJ when he gets in the game. So I want to see an efficient game. I want to see 100+ offensive rating, and I want to see 2 to 3 blocks. That's
Right.
I know that's kind of vague, but I just think this game of all of our players might set up best for him. Let's go to click clack, step back, Jackie Jack. I don't have the I do have the gunshot button. Hold on, let me hit the gunshot. It ain't gonna work. All right, go ahead. There we go. Step back. Back
2 charges.
2 charges, dude. It's been working.
Only guy doing it. Only guy that can get the calls. So we need him to do it.
Yeah. Think he's been good. It's funny. He went through a stretch there early in January. Washington and Wisconsin, he played 8 minutes, and then 13 minutes against Penn State. In the last 4 games, he's played 17, 20, 15, and 14. Shout out Jordan Stocks. Real smart guy. Kind of predicted this. But at the same time, in that 5-game stretch where his minutes have increased, He is 4 for 16 from 3, 25%. Everything else he's doing on the basketball floor is as good as I could ask for. I mean, his offensive rating's been over 100 in the last 4 games. The only thing that I need from him is to start knocking down those open looks. The volume's there. He shot 4, 3, 5, 2, 2. They just got to start going in. It's funny because that stretch all happened right after he went 1 for 1, 3 for 3, and 6 for 6, which is funny because that just shows you how basketball averages work. It's not 40% doesn't mean you make 4 out of every 10. It means you might make 7 in a row and then you might miss 12 in a row. It's weird, but I'd like to see him get back on track. Let's see Jack knock in 2 threes in this game. And then last guy is a guy who probably had the best game of the bench, probably by far in the last game, is Omer Meyer.
Yeah, when you're in, just take over. Take over, Omer. It's your game. You are next up to run this team, you and Mr. Ertl. So I can't wait for those battles, but I'd like to see 4 assists out of him.
Mhm.
Passing is what we need from Mr. Omer.
Yeah, following his career high against Kent State, he's only had 4 assists in 7 games. That's gotta get better. His shooting's turned around. You know, in that 7-game block, he's gone at least 50% in every single game from 3. So his offensive rating's been solid. He's finally consistently hovering around 100 to 140 offensive rating. So I think he's got that part back. It's time to learn the distributing part again and be able to combine the two. So I'm with you. What'd you say? 4 assists?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go a little lower. I want to see 3 assists and make your first 3 because it's worked every time I've said it. So he's been on fire doing that. That is the players, what we're looking for. What's the one thing that if IU does this, they will win this game?
Our rebounds, Purdue.
Yeah, that thing. If they out rebound Purdue, we're toast. 100% toast. I want to say if IU turns Purdue into a 3-point shooting team, and that's all, we don't go inside at all. So I'll say if they win points in the paint. If we lose points in the paint, IU's winning this game. If Purdue does this, Purdue will win the game.
If Purdue has out rebounds IU.
Dude, it could be that simple of a game, just to be very honest. I mean, Purdue's rebounding lately has been bad. So I'll say if Purdue, I'm trying to think what I want to do here. I'll tell you what. If Trey and Oscar combine for 20 rebounds, Purdue wins this game.
All right.
I'll even put DJ in there. If our bigs combine to get 20 rebounds, we'll win this game. What are your keys to the game in this Purdue versus IU rivalry game? Essentially a must win for Purdue at this point.
Yeah, defend the 3 a lot better than we have been. Don't let them shoot 45% from 3. It's frustrating. Force them off of the arc. Get a body on somebody. Block out. Even if the bigs get pulled out, I want to see guards rebounding because there's no excuse not to get rebounds, and turn them over.
Yeah.
They have no continuity. They've played 17, 18 games together as a collective. They're not meshed. Turn them over.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. That was going to be my first point, was get in their shit. That's something Purdue hasn't done all year. Defensively, we've tried about everything. How about we just, one game, let's just get in their shit. From the time they cross half court, man to man, get in your guy's ass. And I'm sorry I had to say it that way. But get in there, make him uncomfortable. Defensively, force turnovers, force them into tough shots, make them be decision makers instead of jump shooters. That's the big thing for me. Number 2, obviously rebounding. I'm going to take the layups in this game because I think that's what this game is. It could be a layup game if we do the little things. So rebound the basketball, plus 10 on the boards. It's got to be an offensive rebound, defensive rebound. It has to be a focus. I expect after the way we got killed on the glass last game that it will definitely be a focus for this team. And then from a defensive standpoint, you got to make it. You got to make the other guys outside of DeVries and Wilkerson be the guys who are taking the shots. They're going to get some up. It's just how they play. But the faster you can get the ball out of their hands, and this goes along with getting in their shit, the faster you can get the ball out of their hands, the better you're going to be. Make the other guys do things to beat you. And my final and most important thought of this whole game is, this is your rival. You're off 2 losses. Show up as if this is your Super Bowl. We always talk about every game is somebody's Super Bowl against Purdue. How about we have a Super Bowl? Like,
Right.
we lost 2 in a row. Our 2 Super Bowl games at home so far this year haven't really went very well. So let's go beat them and have it be our Super Bowl. Let's ruin their walking out their natty title. Let's ruin everything. Let's make it miserable. The weather's going to suck. Purdue's going to have more fans there than normal because there's so many tickets available. I think that's what this whole game comes down to, and that's why I'm taking so long on this point. Is it's just a matter of, like, Purdue has to be the more aggressive team, be the more energized team, and be the team that wants the game more, because I haven't felt like that in a long time. So that's my keys to the game in this.
Yeah. It's those are good keys. What's your prediction score-wise?
What's KenPom have this?
78-74.
Ooh, man. That's closer than I wanted to
63%.
hear. I'm gonna say it's a little more high scoring. I think Purdue 84, Indiana 71.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that close. I think that's just kind of how it shakes out in the end.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 82-70, 12-point dub.
Yeah, very similar. I think that who's next on Purdue's schedule? I'm blanking. Maryland. Okay, so we have a complete layup after that. There is 0 looking ahead. There is 0 looking back. Like, I'm trying to find out if there's any excuse that our team or our fans can come up with. There isn't one.
It's IU, Maryland, Oregon.
Yeah, you have 2 layups after this game. Like, win this game, win the next 2. You're now 10-2. You have 8 games left to go win yourself a Big Ten title. Like, with everything in front of you, with Nebraska, Michigan, Michigan State all in front of you, you can hand each one of those teams a loss. 2 of those teams already have a loss. The only team that technically has an advantage on you completely is Nebraska. But they got to go play at Michigan this week. So, like, as much as it feels like it's all falling apart, you're a win at IU away from basically three straight almost automatic wins. Oregon just got blasted by Washington today. Like, they are not good. You're 1 win away from basically 10-2 with everything in front of you. So time's now. Time is now. And I'm going to go crazy here, and I hate to even say this out loud. Player of the game is Fletcher Loyer. I'm going to say it until it happens. It's got to happen. I need it, Fletch. I know. I feel disgusted by it.
Tastes bad in my mouth.
It's bad everywhere.
My player of the game is Oscar Clough. He has a chance to be a big baller in this game. He can control this game on the boards single-handedly. So with their bigs, there's no reason you should ever see Oscar Clough not pulling down a D rebound. And I highly expect him to pull down 4 to 5 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I expect Clough to be big. I did want to say shout out to the Purdue women's team for beating IU today. Setting the table, just taking away another excuse.
Yeah.
My whole goal in life is to eliminate every excuse before this game. I gotta feel like this one this has potential to be a beatdown. Like, because Purdue could come into this, if they come into this the way like Edie's team would have came into this game. You remember that year that they lost the year before, and Edie's team beat them by 20 at both places? Like, it wasn't even, it was never in question.
Right.
This has potential to be that and be a turning point for Purdue, because if they do that, they get 2 cupcakes that they can go win easily. And then you're rolling in with some momentum to some of these bigger games, and you're kind of catching like Michigan on the tail end of playing a bunch of good ones in a row, Nebraska on the tail end, even Michigan State. Like, you're almost like in a good spot with those teams, because 2 of them are at home for one, but also like Nebraska, they're going to go play at Michigan. They play Michigan. No, I think they play Michigan State. They have a tough little schedule coming, and then they get Purdue at home, which will almost be like, finally, we're back home.
Yeah.
And now you get Purdue coming in there. And you're probably coming off at least one loss, and all your fans are kind of getting that Nebraska type of feeling, kind of like Purdue fans get, of like, shit, it's all going to fall apart, isn't it?
Yeah, we're
Like,
done.
we're done. Everybody was right. We're a fraud. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. I'm less excited, but I'm still excited for the rest of the season, and I have the potential to become excited again. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I have the potential to become far more cynical as well.
Yeah.
Both of those exist. I was 24 when Mr. Zach Edey decided it was belt to ass time for Indiana. No matter where they played, he didn't care if it was in Kansas City, Dubai, Australia, China, Russia. He did not care. 20
China.
points. 20 points. And that's what he wanted, and he made it happen. And I want to see somebody make something happen. Show me you got some dog in you. Outside of Braden, somebody wake up. Bring the energy. We need even Miles Colvin. You know, he didn't do a whole lot last year, but when he was on the floor, that boy had energy.
Yeah.
He was going, and he wasn't pouting. He wasn't crying. I'm not talking about that energy, Trey. I'm talking about like killer instinct. Like, I'm going to set the tone.
Kind of some Omer energy. You know, Omer gets that sometimes.
I'm the tone setter here. If you want a bucket, it's through me. Like, and it's gonna suck. Every one of your buckets is gonna suck. So
agree. Yeah, that's the recap. We do have, like we've mentioned, Cobra Stats coming on tomorrow for a live show. If you have any questions you want to ask him, reach out to one of us on X, and we'll be happy to get that question asked or put it in the comments of this video. And we will get him ask that questions. Excited to talk to him, some IU stuff and just some of what he does, and kind of who he is and why he does what he does. So appreciate everybody who's watched as always. Please leave us a comment. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with a friend. Turn on notifications for when we go live.
Top 25
I know this is
top 25 will be out tonight.
Yep.
So if you see that, please comment on that. Share that around. That could be a nice little thing that we continue to do into next year. As we expand, it's one of our expansion pieces. So if you're listening, please like, share, comment, call us idiots. I don't care. Tell us we're completely wrong. Tell us we're completely right. Just something. Interact with it, please, because I put some work into that, and Derek also puts a lot of work into the shorts. So when people share, like, comment on those, it helps us out and helps us keep going on that stuff.
Yep, absolutely. And we always appreciate everybody here who follows us. We know it's been a tough week for Purdue, and sometimes content watching after losses is kind of just like drowning in your own misery situation. So we get it. Sometimes these videos don't do as well, or some of the comments aren't as fun, but we still want to interact with you guys. We're still here anytime there's a game. And, if you ever need anything or you want to hop on or you got anything to say, let us know. But we do appreciate you. And hopefully Purdue pulls out a big time W against their rivals in Bloomington coming up on Tuesday. That is the preview show. We will have a recap after this, potentially following the game immediately, depending on how it goes, but we shall see.
Peace. Later.